Watch how I connect Gemini CLI to my GitHub just like this. You can see it fetches my information and also my most recent GitHub repositories which are most up to date. And here we go, Gemini CLI connected directly to my GitHub account. It did not make up things, it did not hallucinate, it used a real structured connection, something called MCP. And by the end of this video, you will have the exact same thing running on your machine. Quick context and then we'll go straight to building. MCP or Model Context Protocol is a structured interface that allows tools like Gemini CLI, Codex, Cloud Code to talk to external servers using a defined interface. You can think of it like a USB for AI agents. Before MCP, if you wanted to fetch something from GitHub, you would copy paste the URL and paste into the prompt box and just hope for the best that it does its job correctly. With MCP, AI tools like Gemini get a structured set of tools. It knows the inputs, it knows the outputs, and the exact actions available. And here's why it matters for developers. Every prompt you use to stuff with context, schemas, files, you can just skip now because Gemini can fetch it itself. And that too with verified data, so no hallucinations and no stale info. And today I'll show you the practical setup. We'll wire GitHub MCP first, and that is the one most of you will use on day one. And then we'll add a second to prove the pattern. And finally, we'll talk about gotchas. Let's go. So here's the plan. 3 things. 1. Install Gemini CLI if you have not done already. 2. Connect the GitHub MCP server with a personal access token which will be stored securely and properly. And 3. Add a second MCP server. We're going to use the filesystem MCP server, but you can see the same pattern regardless of which MCP server you're using. And by the end of this video, you will have Gemini CLI that can read your GitHub repositories, it can read your local files and combine both of them in a single prompt. That is the magical moment. One thing before we start, I'm right now using the latest Gemini CLI, so I'm going to add the documentation in the description of this video, but things could change, so make sure to always refer to the latest docs. So if you have Gemini CLI installed, you can skip this particular section. Otherwise, you just need to run npm install-g Google Gemini CLI, and this will install the latest version in your machine. Once installed, just run Gemini in the terminal and then it will ask you to authenticate it. I am already authenticated, but if I wanted, I could go here and say auth and here login. And essentially it would show me the same prompt that you are seeing right now. And this requires a Gemini API key. But for this particular tutorial, Google sign-in is fine. And if you have a Google account, just go with that. And now that we are logged in, as you can see right here, let's give this superpowers. MCP servers in Gemini CLI are configured with something called .settings.json. But if you're using Codex or Cloud Code, etc., you may see similar files. So the structure is going to be quite the same. With Gemini CLI, there are 2 places that this settings.json can live, and it's really good to know the difference between the 2. The first one is the global configuration, and that lives under your home directory /.gemini/settings.json. And this particular file or the settings apply everywhere. So anything that you want to be available across all of your projects, for example, this GitHub MCP server, you should be putting that in this JSON file. The second one is project specific. And in your project, you would have a folder called .gemini and then /settings.json. And you will use this particular setting for MCP servers or settings that would only be local to your project, and you don't want to use them everywhere in your machine. For example, MCP servers for databases, internal APIs, documentation, etc. And it is good to know that both of the files have the same format and Gemini merges them, and the local file will always override the global settings whenever there's a conflict. So let's start with the global file first if it doesn't exist. First of all, you're going to run mkdir-p, and here you will have your home directory with creating a folder called .gemini. Once done, you can create a file by using this command touch gemini settings.json, and this is being done from terminal. But if you're using Windows or Linux or some other system, you can always just open the folder and create these files and folders yourself. Finally, you can open the file in your favorite editor. I'm assuming you're using VS Code, which would be using this particular file. So you can open settings.json here. I'm going to open in Vim, and here you can see that I have the whole file right here, and I can go and find MCP servers just like this right here. And as you can see right here, we do have an MCP server right here. So I've used Genkit and N10 MCP server right here, but we are going to add our first MCP server under this key. And I will show you 2 ways to do this. One is the CLI way and one is the manual way. The manual way is actually going into the file and changing from it, but the GitHub MCP server has instructions which are super easy to work with. So I'm going to show you the easy way first. If you go to the official documentation of GitHub MCP server, you can scroll down or you can quickly try to find Gemini here. And when you do, you'll see the Google Gemini CLI instructions right here. And here you can see that the easiest way to do this is the first method, which is installing it as an extension. So you have a command that you can run in your terminal that will install it. So let's quickly go there, and I'm gonna quickly go out from here. And then if I run this particular command, this will install the MCP server right in Gemini. And since I already have it installed, it just says, please uninstall it first, but you get the idea. What this MCP server also needs is something called PAT, or a personal access token. So here you can see how to essentially get that. So when you click this particular button, you're gonna go to your settings, and you can also go there manually by just clicking this button, going to settings, and then if you scroll down here, you will see that there's a developer settings right here. When you go there, you will be able to see your personal access token. So if I go here and click tokens classic, this is what you want to create. I've already created one, but I can quickly show you that you can click generate new token, and here you can pick the classic one. Once you do so, just give it a name, set the expiration, and here you can go ahead and click repo, because you only want to give this your repository access, which is just all of these. I don't think you need to give any admin side of things, so just keep it like this, and you can go ahead and you can generate the token. Make sure to give this a name. For example, I'll just say test here, and I can quickly generate this. This is the key that you can see right here. I'm going to copy this and of course revoke this afterwards, but for the sake of the tutorial, you have to copy this. And now I have to basically store this somewhere secure. So I'm gonna go inside my home folder and in Gemini right here, and I'm going to see the env file. So I'm gonna say vim env, but you can just create the env file here. When you open this, you're going to paste the token, but against a particular variable, and the variable name can be seen right here in the instructions. So here you can see inside storing your personal access token securely that the variable name is this one, GitHub _MCP _PAT. So copy this, go here and quickly just paste it, and make sure that it looks like this. We have the variable name, we have equals, and then we have the token. So I'm going to quickly save this now. And now that we have done this, I can quickly go ahead and click Gemini, and here I can type /MCP, and you can see that we do have the GitHub MCP right here, which is installed. Now I'm going to show you the manual way of doing this, so you know how to install MCP servers. And as I said before, this is going to be the same for Cloud Code, Codex, and other tools as well. So first I'm going to uninstall this particular extension. And now if I open Gemini, I should not be able to see the MCP server. So if I go ahead and say MCP, you can see that I have the notebook LM, the Anytime MCP, and Jenkit, but no GitHub MCP here. So now to try the manual way, I would open the Gemini settings.json, and this is my home or my root JSON, which means this applies everywhere. So I'm going to just open it. I'm going to go inside MCP servers, and here I need to copy something, and you can find what I need to copy in the Gemini instructions here. And you can see that inside the MCP server key, I have to copy paste this particular command where I'm using the token just like this, and it uses the same variable. So I'm going to quickly go here, quickly paste this right here, and then save this. And I'm actually going to open this into nvim, so I can also format this as well. And here, after quickly formatting this, I can quickly save this and exit. Now if I go ahead and type Gemini, I see that there is some issue with the MCP tool. So if I run MCP list, I can actually see that here we have GitHub, which is disconnected. So it can't find the env variable for some reason. And I did go ahead and check that in the documentation of GitHub itself, or the Gemini CLI here, we have the env file in the current directory, which is being read. And then also we have this one, which is on the home level. So instead of wasting a lot of time here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just export this as an environment variable in my terminal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly say export GitHub _MCP _PAT, and I'm going to just provide the value here. And now if I go ahead and run Gemini, there should not be any issue. So here you can see that the variable is now being read from the environment, and you can essentially export this variable into the other configuration file like bash profile or zsh profile, etc. And this should be working. Now if I look at the MCP list here, you can see that this is now working with manual. So here you will see that at the top we do have all these GitHub MCP tools available. And now that we have the MCP server working, let's actually try this. So I'm going to clear this, and I'm going to ask it to give me my most recent 5 GitHub repositories with their primary languages. So let's have a look. And there we go. You can see that first is trying to get my username, and now this is searching for repositories. And there we go. You can see that these are my 5 5 most up-to-date repositories. This one is actually too recent because yesterday I gave my first TEDx talk at the KTH University in Stockholm. So I know all of these are absolutely correct. And now is the time to add our second MCP server. This is going to be the file system MCP server. So let's do that. So I'm going to quickly quit Gemini CLI and I'm going to open the settings files. So let's quickly open the settings.json and I'm going to go to MCP servers just like this. And here we are going to just add after GitHub our file system MCP server, making sure to add the comma there. And here you can see that this uses this particular package. And here you can see that we can give the exact folder that is going to be served via this file system, or that is going to be monitored by the file system MCP server. So what I want to do here is that I'm going to quickly go ahead and give this my code with SN project. So I'm going to say projects/code with SN project, right? But before we start, I want you to notice some things. First, here the name was GitHub. Here we have file system. Here we have a command. So instead of using the HTTP URL, we're using the command to run here, which is npx. And this is a shortcut for installing and running any node package that's available in the npm registry. So when we run Gemini CLI, it essentially spawns this particular command. So it has access to all the tools available via this particular MCP server. And if you just Google this, you're going to find the exact npm package that this uses and which kind of features this has and what tools it allows. So all of those things are available here. For example, read text file, read media file. So all these tools are available via this MCP server for us. And here is the folder that you trust. So make sure that you're not providing access to any folder which you do not want Gemini to read or access. So be very deliberate about the projects that you can pass here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly save this and then I can exit it now and then I can run Gemini now. And now if I go ahead and say MCP list, you will see that we don't only have just GitHub now, but here we do have the file system as well. And here you can see we have the create directory, edit file, get file info, all of that, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly go ahead and ask it to retrieve the logo file for code with SN. So what I'm going to do is quickly ask it, and I'm quickly asking it to use the file system MCP server because this project is also available on GitHub. So it could be using the GitHub MCP server as well. So first let's try it with this one. And here you can see that this is now listing allowed directory. So I'm going to allow all server tools for this session. And here you can see that we have the output now. So it has brought the file home SN projects, code with SN, public static images, logo.png. And there's also a vector version of this as well as logo SVG. The one thing that I just realized is that this has to have an absolute path to your project. And since we gave it the other way around, it doesn't really have that. And by that, I mean that we have given this particular tilde sign, which we usually use for home, but this essentially should have been /home/SN and then projects and then code with SN, and it would be able to get to that faster. And now that we have done this, I want to quickly check out something without giving the instructions. So I want to get all the socials that I have for YouTube, Instagram, etc. And I want to ask it and I want to see where this goes. Does it go to the file system or actually goes to GitHub? So I've restarted my Gemini now and I will ask it, and the prompt I'm giving it is get all the social links for code with SN. And here you can see the first thing is doing is to list allowed directory. So I'm gonna allow it once. And here you can see it found all the matches for the socials and it did not even have to go through the GitHub MCP server in this particular round. But if I now ask it what are the open tickets for this project, which means that Gemini CLI should be able to tell me which are the open issues on GitHub. So let's see how this figures it out. And you can see that it is now going with the GitHub MCP server to list the issues. So I'm going to allow all the server tools for this session. And there we go. You can see that these are all the issues that are right now available on GitHub, which are open. So this is up-to-date information, no hallucination. And this is the power of combining MCP servers with your AI tools. So where do we go from here? There are 3 things that you can do this week. Number 1, pick an MCP tool that maps to a tool that you use every day. For example, Postgres MCP server if you are a backend developer. The Firebase MCP server if you are on the Google stack. The GenKit MCP server if you want to use Gemini and GenAI with your AI tools to generate applications. And here is the video you can see that I demonstrate how to use that. Number 2, write your own MCP server. And yes, that is possible. And the next video I will create would be exactly that, on how you can create your own MCP server using TypeScript. And if you're watching this video in the future, you already can see it right here. And of course, subscribe to the YouTube channel so you don't miss the notification when it goes out. Number 3, and this is the most important one, grab my free AI guide, which is Build Smarter, the developer's guide to staying relevant in the AI era. It walks through 4 compounding skills that every developer needs right now, which is fundamentals, framework depth, AI as a tool that you direct and not follow, and the adaptive mindset. The link is in the description. It's free and goes directly in your inbox. If this video helped you, the best thing that you can do right now is to leave a comment about the MCP server you are going to implement first. And I read every comment. As always, happy coding. I'm going to see you in the next one.